Hey guys, hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather. It's gorgeous out here. So everyone's been down this road. You got a nice vivarium, you got your soil ready, lighting, it's all set up, everything's good to go. You put your plants in and they die. It sucks. Everyone's been down that road. I consider myself pretty good at growing plants, but even I had those issues. So what do? Well, guess what? I got a nice list for you. These are the top 10 plants for vivariums that I've come across that I've personally had lots of success with, that are super easy and bulletproof. I mean, even some of them I've neglected and they've grown well. But without further ado, this is the list, and let's start off with Cryptanthus, aka Earth Star. These are awesome, alien-looking, short, compact plants. They're very hardy and they survive in the roughest conditions. Just keep them humid and the soil lightly moist with decent light, and they'll do just fine. In order to propagate these, they'll grow little mini plants, and you can just clip those off and replant them. Ficus pimelia. I basically keep two kinds of ficus. The Ficus pimelia variegata, which in my opinion is a little bit hardier and way more resistant to being dry than the Ficus pimelia quercifolia, also known as miniature oak leaf. Just keep the soil slightly moist for both of these and the tank humid, and they will thrive. These are amazing for blanketing the back wall or covering the floor of your vivarium like a carpet. I started this tank right here maybe 6-7 months ago with a fist-sized portion, and it's already exploding. Quercifolia is probably my favorite vivarium plant, but I will say these can be prone to drying out, and they do like a little bit better light in my experience. Both of these can be propagated with a simple cutting. Paleonia repens is a super hardy floor plant, and they just need slightly moist soil and humidity, and they take off. In fact, this bin here I actually forgot I had for like 6 months, and they're still thriving. These are beautiful, and they can be propagated with a simple cutting. Quite possibly the champion of hardy vivarium plants is basic pothos, also known as devil's ivy. These plants are pretty common as houseplants, so you've probably seen them a ton. They're so easy and they grow so much. They're just fun to have. They're simple. The easiest way to grow them is just plant them in any soil and water them. It's that simple. They don't need really much light at all, if any, most of the time. And you can't really overwater them. In fact, you can grow them in water if you want, as long as some of the vine comes out of the water. I use these in my fish tanks. They look cool, their root systems develop, and it's nice for the fish. And they absorb a small portion of the waste. They're really easy to reproduce. You just take a cutting right below one of the nubs on the vine, and that's it. You can either put it in water till the roots grow, or you can just plant it in soil and it'll grow. Keep in mind, this plant is toxic to dogs, cats, and humans when ingested. Begonia rex comes in many shapes, sizes, and colors. They're an easy way to add some flash to your enclosure, and in my experience, they thrive in average lighting, humid conditions, most soil, but be careful not to overwater and try not to soak the leaves if you can. These can be propagated by cutting them at the nubs and replanting them, or I've actually been able to cut a leaf off and just plant half of it in the soil, and it grows. And next up, we have peperomia. There are so many variations of these, but I'll keep it simple. They're another plant that needs average light, good soil, a little moist, humidity, and you don't always want to water a lot, maybe once a week, but I'll be honest, some of them I've had, flat out have lived in pools of water due to my neglect, and they still keep going. But yeah, you don't want to overwater these too much in general, and most of these can be propagated with just a simple cutting, which is pretty cool. Or, just like with the Begonia rex, like one of the nubs. And I'm not sure how to say this if it's the correct way, but Tradescantia species, we'll go with that. They're super hardy floor plants. Just give them, some lightly moist soil with some humidity, and they'll go berserk and grow like weeds. These can be propagated with a simple cutting, and in good lighting, they really stand out with their vibrant purple colors. They're an easy way to spice up your vivarium, and again, they're super easy to take care of. And now onto Fittonia albivenus, aka the nerve plant. These are cool little plants that need minimal care and come in reddish, pinkish, and white variations in their leaves. They just need good humidity and some slightly moist soil, and try not to keep them in direct bright light as they prefer a little more shade. And these are very, very hardy, and they could just, under ground cover, they could just make your tank pop. They're really cool. And onto Saxifraga stolonifera, the strawberry begonia. This is another wonderful choice for floor plants, super hardy, just some lightly moist soil and humidity, and bam, they will go, and they will go fast. And to propagate them, just cut off a portion of the plant that has some little roots on it and plant it. I really love these. I think they're underrated, and I think they make for a great addition to any vivarium. Next up, the Syngonium podophyllum arrowhead plant. This is another pretty popular houseplant, and all you need is moist soil and some average light. These can get pretty big though, depending on what species you have, so you'll need to prune them. And to propagate them, just cut them below one of the nubs or bumps on the stem and place it in water, and once roots pop out, these are good to go and ready to plant. On a side note, this plant is toxic to cats, dogs, and horses, so be careful with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope I was able to help anyone who has been having trouble with plants, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions in the comments. And if you have any other plants you like that are beginner friendly, please don't hesitate to share them in the comments. I'd love to hear all about them. Thanks for watching again, and have a great day.